Fairgrounds here in Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania for the four-wheel and off-road Jamboree Summer Nationals. Well, it doesn't look too good right now for the Black Stallion. It's being removed to the paddock area, but the damage may be too severe to continue on in competition here this afternoon. Well, round one competition continues. The final pairing will see Scott Stevens out of Texas in the Auto Value King Krunch against Pat Summa in Above and Beyond.
We're familiar with Stevens. We've seen him quite a bit. He runs the national circuit. Summa in a far lane again. He's one of these rookie drivers trying to step up and run with these guys. Boy, the experience shows real quick, doesn't it, Gary?
Well, the lane choice went to Stevens. He was the faster qualifier of this pairing, and he takes the victory. He will advance to the quarterfinals with, well, a no-problem victory, actually. As we take a look now at the results of round one, those moving into round two, Bigfoot 8 will take on Snakebite, and Taurus will go up against the Carolina Crusher. Also in round two competition, the Black Stallion that may not be able to continue will go up against King Krunch and Scott Stevens. Now, the round two fast loser will advance. King Krunch will have a bye run. The Black Stallion, as we said, probably will not be able to continue. Here's a look now at Gary Porter in the Carolina Crusher. He goes against Jack Willman Sr. in the brand new Taurus.
This could be one of the quickest monster truck races ever.
Side by side over the first set of cars. Taurus may have him, but Taurus is in trouble.
Gary, the top end charge impact blows out the right front wheel. He's trying to keep it upright. Willman's okay. How about Porter?
Well, Porter was fast. Remember, the fastest loser advances. The fastest loser from round two will continue on. Let's look again. A good start, a good hole shot right there by Willman. Now, Willman seems to be out of control all the way through this run. He'll have to change the right front, and changing a tire on a monster truck is not like a NASCAR pit stop.
Jack, I know you're busy. Thanks for coming over, but tell us exactly what happened on the run.
Well, you know, I got a little bit out of shape, but I don't know what cut the tire. Something cut a big old gas in the tire, and, of course, the tire's run. And just how that happened, I don't know. I need to go down there and inspect things. I don't know if it happened on the first set or the second set. When we get to look at a little bit of video, we'll be able to maybe tell when it happened.
Yeah, if he looks at the video, Army, he can tell exactly how it happened and when it happened. As we look now at Bigfoot and Snakebite, you said earlier, Snakebite wanted to beat Bigfoot. Here is the chance.
Word on the street is the only reason they even built Snakebite was to beat the blue truck. That's where the mystique comes into this thing.
Well, is he going to know? There's a problem. Snakebite was just defanged by Bigfoot.
Bigfoot cleared both jumps completely. He didn't touch a car from the time he left the starting line to the finish line, and he went straight, and he did it, Gary, out of the right lane. Watch the replay come up. Clears the first jump, settles down, launches, clears the second jump, and drives straight as an arrow. But the big story trackside, I don't believe Taurus is going to make the call for the next round. Snakebite gets another shot at Bigfoot, Gary.
Indeed he will. Snakebite against Bigfoot. The winner goes to the final against the winner of Carolina Crusher and King Krunch. All right, we are ready for the semifinal action here in Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania. And there is Scott Stevens in the Auto Value King Krunch. And there is Gary Porter, the fastest loser from round two in the Carolina Crusher.
At this point in time, you expect there to be a theme song in the background, and the song needs to be Only the Strong Survive.
A pair of Chevys side by side, and it's going to be Scott Stevens through another barricade. Where's he going?
Right outside the television truck.
And the Carolina Crusher, Gary Porter, takes the victory. I do believe. Let's look again. There is Scott Stevens. He is okay as he climbs out to a nice ovation from the fans here in Bloomsburg. I think that Scott Stevens really had the advantage in that run. Army, let's watch again and see where he gets in trouble. But it looks to me like he's leading.
He is leading. What happens when the chassis settles, it springs to the left rear. Now he's just two-wheeling.
Right through that Hydra barricade again. We look at it head on. And as he goes off to the right, Gary Porter goes to victory.
And in the industry, Gary, we call that a Charmin run.
I guess that'd make him the Mr. Wimple of monster trucks as he hits another barricade there. Armin, you're down there with Scott.
Scott, what caused it? The truck acted completely different than rounds previous.
Yeah, you know, the truck really hooked up good and left. You know, I didn't even see Gary in there, and, you know, it's the second quickest pass, I think, of the night here, and You know, just water the track just to keep the dust down. You know, the evolution of this sport is to cutting those tires so we save our weight. We lose a lot of tread. And we get down there and we've got enough power to spin the tires. Even though you're going 40 miles an hour, you can spin them. And we got down there, and I actually didn't even see Gary. I thought, you know, we pretty well had everything. And we got down there to the finish line. I tried to gather a little bit more so we could go out the big end with some mile per hour. And when I got in it, you know, the truck just went away and started coming around on me. And drove it into that water barrier pretty hard because I knew that I didn't want to be going slow into it, tear something up. And once I got around the water barrier, then I had fences and people and TV crews running, but I didn't hit nobody, didn't hurt the truck.
Well, now we take a look at Andy Brass in Bigfoot 8, and once again, Snakebite will have his shot. Colt Cobra. Well, you saw what happened the last time. What do you think, Army?
I think the start line is going to tell the story. Cobra is going to try to drill Andy Brass on the starting line.
Yeah, he will need the whole shot if he has any chance at all at besting Andy Brass.
And he's going to have to drive it out the back door, too, but the Snakebite vehicle's in what they've been saying is a bad lane. Let's see. First jump about even, Gary.
Yeah, but it's all Andy Brass now over the second set of cars. How you going to beat Bigfoot 8?
Boy, it's like he's on rails. He's clearing everything. He's going straight and smooth. It's got to be the odds-on favorite going into the final.
496 cubic inches of Ford horsepower. And right here, it's close, but then he gets on the throttle through the middle section of the course, and it's all Bigfoot. And here's Andy Brass.
Andy, you've been here before. You've done this before. You and Gary.
It is, you know, I've run Gary a lot, and he's been real hard. So we're not going to do anything really a whole lot different. We've been running pretty consistent all day. I have to go back and look at my times. I think we should have fast times, so we should have lane choice. So I'm not going to try to change anything. I'm just going to run up against him. He's a hard runner, and the big thing here is just going to be consistency.
It will be, a dejected Colt Cobra, but it's going to be Ford against Chevrolet, the Crusher, and Bigfoot coming up next.
Good luck, brother.
An off-road Jamboree Summer Nationals, where there's a host of activities for you truck enthusiasts. And to find out more about how you can be a part of the action, call or write the Special Events Promotion Company. We are ready now for the championship shootout. It will be Bigfoot, the Ford, against the Carolina Crusher. The drivers are ready, and the fans here in Bloomsburg are ready. Action earlier. The Snake takes a shower right here. Colt Cobra through the Hydra barrier.
And then later on, Scott Stevens continues research and development on the water barrier.
He gets wet, and now we also take out some trucks. Here comes the Black Stallion. Watch this. On over, upside down.
And don't forget, Taurus blows a right front tire out. Plenty of action in today's eliminations, Gary.
Well, the Carolina Crusher, Gary Porter, he is ready. There's a look at Andy Brass out of St. Louis, Missouri, and Bigfoot. It's the big blue Ford against the bright red and yellow Chevrolet in the championship here at Bloomsburg, Pennsylvania.
Both truck of the high-tech nature. Should be a good run. Going to be a driver's race, but the classic battle comes back. The American flag on the Chevrolet going against the Mattel flag on the Ford. Chevrolet Ford battle, Pennsylvania 4x4 Jamboree. The man himself, Bob Tanner's taking a picture of this one. He knows it's going to be a great race. Gary, you take the call.
Remember, Andy Brass, as the fast qualifier, has lane choice. He has taken the right lane each time out. That seems to be the best and the smoothest lane. It's going to be Bigfoot. Bigfoot has the advantage. Yes, Andy Brass takes the victory here in Pennsylvania. An appreciative crowd on hand as Brass turns back the challenge of Gary Porter. Let's look once again.
On every run today, Gary, he cleared every obstacle. Every car was completely clear.
And he takes the victory by a truck length over Gary Porter as he climbs out of the Crusher. Here's our victor.
Andy, this had to be one of the most spectacular monster truck races I've ever been involved in.
Yes, it has. This was real close. When I was kind of concerned when I got down there, I didn't see Gary, but when I was making a turn, I seen he was ahead of me, so I knew it was going to be close. I looked at Gary's times before we run, and I was only running like 25 hundredths of a second ahead of him, so I knew we was going to get down at the end. It was going to be a close race, and we'd have to stay in it.
Our congratulations to Andy Brass and Bigfoot. For Army Armstrong, I'm Gary Lee. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week on Trucks and Tractor Power. Now, here's news about an exciting home video release from Diamond P Sports.